Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. In today's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the 1996 horror slasher film, Scream. Yep, that's right. I watched the first two Scream movies today, and so I'm going to be reviewing the first movie, and then I'll review the second film later, and then I'll watch the last two, like, probably as soon as I can. So for today's movie review, I'm going to be talking about the first Scream movie that came out in 1996. The original Scream from 1996, since I know the new one's coming out next month in January. So the story of Scream is about, like, it's about a girl, of course. Like, it's about, like, and of course, Scream is directed by Wes Craven. Wes Craven reinvented the slasher horror genre with this modern horror classic, which manages to be funny, clever, and scary as a fright masked knife maniac that stalks high school students in middle school suburbia. Craven is happy to provide both tension and self-parody as the body count mounts, but the victims aren't always the ones you'd expect. And pretty much, it's pretty much, it's about, and of course, the movie stars Neve Campbell as she plays Sydney, and Courtney Cox as Gail, and David Arquette, Drew Barrymore, Matthew Lillard, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, and of course featuring the voice of Roger L. Jackson as Ghostface. Ghostface is actually the main bad guy in the Scream franchise, and he's got that little mask. Yeah. And then, of course, Roger L. Jackson is the voice of Ghostface, as well as he also provides the phone voice too, asking what's your favorite scary movie, and then and then of course Sydney and Gail, Sydney has to do whatever she can to try and stop Ghostface from stalking and killing people. So there you go. And of course the movie itself does reference other scary movies too, like the Halloween, like the original Halloween, because it's like where the characters are watching the original Halloween during that one scene in the film. And so there you have it. So and like I said, I watched the first two Halloween films today, and as for the first Halloween film, oh, actually, excuse me, I meant to say I watched the first two Scream films that earlier today. I watched the first two Scream films. And I gotta say, the first Scream movie, I can definitely say, is definitely a really great horror film and also a great slasher film too. Yeah, and of course this is known to be, the first installment of the Scream franchise, and ever since I've been seeing trailers for the new Scream film that's coming out in January next month, I felt like watching the Scream films just to prepare myself for the new Scream. And I think Ghostface is definitely one of the best horror villains of all time. Ghostface, and and the cast members, the actors and actresses, they all do a great job in this film. Like Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore is actually in this film, and she actually plays like Casey Becker, Casey, she's only in the beginning of this film, the opening scene. And I think Drew Barrymore was good. She was there. And Matthew Lillard was good, and Jamie Kennedy is Randy. I really do love Randy. I think Randy's a pretty funny character from the Screams, from the first two Screams. And Jamie Kennedy, and at least it's probably one of his rare better roles than he was in a later film, Son of the Mask. Yeah, that piece of crap film, Son of the Mask, that Jamie Kennedy was in. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Liev Schreiber, the actor from Ray Donovan, he was actually in Scream as well, and I thought he did good too. Everyone did a great job in the first Scream film. And Wes Craven does a great job directing this film and working on it. And I can probably say his Scream films are probably my favorite horror movie that he worked on, besides Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street that he worked on. Yeah. And the music too. The music itself is scary and really good at the same time, just for the enjoyable parts. And yeah, and plus, and even yesterday even yesterday when me and Dad were going to Best Buy to get No Time to Die on Blu-ray, I almost got the original Scream on 4K. The 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary, that's right. The 25th anniversary edition of the original Scream on 4K. I almost got it, but then me and Dad were thinking that maybe I kind of did get I really did get a lot of stuff for Christmas this year, so I was thinking maybe I should probably save it for later. Yeah, so that's why so I got No Time to Die yesterday instead on Blu-ray. But aside from all that, overall, Scream is definitely a great film, a great horror slasher film. Along with the sequel, I also think Scream 2 I think is an awesome sequel too. But I'll review that probably as soon as I can, as soon as possible. So like I said, overall, Scream is a great film, and I'm gonna give Scream 4.5 out of 5 stars. So if you like scary movies and if you haven't seen Scream yet, then I definitely recommend it. I also recommend the sequel too, and I'll explain more about Scream 2 in one of my next movie reviews. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Scream, and that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.